Oh, yeah! Episode 500! Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, fam. Huh? Yeah, baby. What up? What up, everyone? Welcome to episode 500 of the Daily Mother Swole.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
You did this. You did this live every day at 12 noon Eastern time and also on YouTube. Catch me on Instagram at Swolenormous and also the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Drink it in. Gotta share 500. Gotta share all of them. Motherfuckers. What up? What up? What up? Thank you, everyone. Oh, I got the glasses on too. I'm feeling good. All right. Congrats. Pat myself on the back. Super sweet. Blah, blah, blah. Super cool. Oh my goodness. You know, this would be the same every day no matter what. It doesn't matter that it's 500. It doesn't matter that it's 100. It doesn't matter that it's 1,000. Because you know it's going to be 1,000 very, very soon. Just double the time. 500 times 2. But you can pick the date. So it's cool. So you know when these landmarks are going to happen. Here nor there. But thank you for joining. Thank you for basking and reveling with me. It's a cool concept, right? It's a cool concept to have 500 straight episodes. And I said this before, but those of you that have been following since the very beginning, some of you have been watching since the first episode. Remember when I called it Swolenormous Live? So we did about 22, 23 episodes. And then I renamed it Daily Swole. We started from 1. So it's been like 500 and change, but straight days. It's really cool. It's really cool when you look back on it, because I really keep my head down. I focus on videos, calls, doing all the stuff that I do. And most of which, some of you might not be aware of all the different things and all the different facets of what I do. And Tommy Mays, drop a comment, Tommy. Everyone, Tom Mays was here. I remember he showed up live. He was live in the first episode, Swolenormous Live. This is way back, 2016, April. I think it was April, something like that. Yeah, Tommy was How Short Was Your Hair first episode. I don't know. My hair was always long. My beard's scraggly now, that's for sure. Once I go back down to Florida, I'm gonna trim and clean up all this. I need to shave. I need to trim everything. But yeah, it's cool because some people here have been there since the beginning, and now we're here. Okay, so it goes fast. Life goes fast. The process goes fast. All this thing goes fast. And it just seems like all of a sudden I pick my head up to breathe and it's 500. And it's cool. I mean, 500 means a lot. It also means nothing. So let's talk about the two different things. And I'm feeling amped up today. I feel amped up. I feel fucking pumped. So what's great about these episodes, and I know you guys are loving also the Q&A, the question videos. Remember, you can ask questions. Remember, you can always use the hashtag. Remember that? The hashtag AskPapaSwolio. You ask a question, hashtag AskPapaSwolio, to be featured in one of those Q&A videos I've been popping out, the little subtopics. So I appreciate all of you sharing those. I appreciate the shares for the broadcast. And what I want to talk about is the fact that you are the only one that is standing in your way. You're the only one that's going to determine your progress. But you also need other people. So the 500, yeah, Nick, the 500, thanks, brother. But you're the only one that's going to get yourself started. So you might not have support at the start. You might not have support at the beginning. And this can go with me doing the show and creating a brand. This could be with you, with your fitness and your friends, family, and whatnot. You're gonna have to be the start. You're gonna have to be the spark. You're gonna have to be the one that launches it, right? You're gonna have to be the one that gets it going. You have to be the one that wants it enough to push this forward, to start rolling this down the hill. Then afterwards, you're gonna gain support. You're gonna gain your tribe. You're gonna get your people around you, the like-minded individuals, all of you that are watching, especially my fam from the premium group, like everyone that's here now and in the sphere, in the circle, the people that support, the people that have, we've come together, fortunately through social media, we've come together and we kind of locked on these certain ideals that, it's like a home base. It's a home base to reset, to refocus, to realize after the world is trying to, sell you all this shit and tell you one thing and another, and everyone's being discouraging, you had a shitty day at work, blah, blah. You come back to the daily, you come back to, premium in here, and it's like, okay, let me get my head screwed on straight, let me reset, let me do my workout, let me get my food in, and then bam, and reset, right? And kind of, get back on base and start again fresh, right? Everyone needs that place to start. So with 500, it's like the journey of 1,000 steps begin with one step, and all those different phrases, like it doesn't start until you start it. But I just want to tell you, a lot of you are going to have to do it on your own at the beginning, because now obviously we have a big community. Obviously we have found each other, but it wasn't like this at the beginning. It wasn't like this when I was doing shows and I had 12 views, 1 like, and a share from my mother, from like the first episodes. Now we're getting a lot of action. A lot of you are coming in, a lot of you are watching live, a lot of you are watching later. And it's funny because it's not just here. There are views here, there are views on YouTube, there are listens on SoundCloud, on both my podcast channels. There's a lot of, this gets kicked around in so many different facets. This gets kicked around in so many different ways, in so many different shades. So it's not even just everyone that's watching here. You might be a listener. Those of you that are listening in, you might never watch this show. You're just listening in, but we've all come together around this common theme, right? So it is a lot of patience. It's a lot of consistency, and that's really the point. And the point of all this, and a major reason why I love to do the show, is because it's not just that the content I feel is really great. It's not that the information, it's not just the information. It's the premise of being somewhere and doing something every day. It's the premise of showing up and doing what you said you were gonna do every day and not stopping. And not letting your foot off the pedal. Like today's episode is as much fire and fucking rage and brimstone and knowledge nukage as it was for episode 250. Still repping it, still dropping content bombs, I still got more in the tank. There's still more that I haven't talked about. There's still different ways that we haven't talked about things. And I know you enjoy the different scenery. I know you enjoy like the different setups and the different situation. I'm taking you along for the ride. This is kind of like a daily show, but it's also turning into like a daily vlog. I'm still out of state. A lot of people in Florida still don't have power. Like I'm still not like in my home territory. Things are still kind of like upended for me. Like, just don't forget, I fucking picked up in the middle of the night and I was like, I'm out. And I drove, and I just grabbed my stuff that I needed for my shit and, taking you along for the ride. And that's the fun journey. That's the fun part of the journey as we all move forward. And those are the fun things, actually. Those are the fun things that you look back and you're like, oh, remember that? It might be a little hectic at the time, but you look back and man, I remember those days. That was fun. Remember episode 500 when we were talking about, oh yeah, I remember that. Remember episode 172? I sure don't. I don't remember I don't remember what 172 was. Exactly off the top of my head. But you look back at things, like anything else, you look back and you realize, holy crap, how far have you come? And it's the same thing with your fitness. You're gonna put your head down and train for 5 years, and you're gonna wake up and it's gonna be workout number 500, right? Whatever it is. And you'll look back and think, man, that's the way I look, that's what I used to lift, that's what I used to do, that's the way I used to think. Man, I can't even imagine a time like that, because you are where you are now, right? You're where you are now because of everything that you've done, because of that framework, because of those stepping stones that you laid out. So now you're here, but you were here. You're always going to be moving forward. You're always going to be moving forward. And the world turns and time goes. So what are you doing with that time? Are you thinking about starting? And drop a couple comments below. Are you on the fence? Are you thinking? Are you finding this like, oh shit, I should start working out, I should start getting in shape? Are you thinking still about starting? Are you thinking still about starting? Because I could have easily had an idea, oh, I should do a daily show. And I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just stating facts here. I could have thought to myself, oh, I should do a daily show. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'll talk about fitness stuff. I'll talk about, yeah, maybe I'll call it the Daily Swole. Cool, yeah, I should do that sometime. Yeah, I really should start that show. I should start a podcast. Yeah, I really want to start doing that. And I could have been talking about that. It's only been like a year and a half. That's not that light, right? Come on, in the big scheme of life, people have ideas and think about them for a couple of years before they start, don't they? Or maybe 10 years, or maybe never do it. The point is, a year and a half, I could easily be like, yeah, man, I'd really love to do a daily show. I'd really love to do a show about fitness. I really would love to. I could easily have still been talking about wanting to do it. And look, if I had just started, which I did, of course, boom, episode 500. Of course, that doesn't mean that it's going to be good. I could do a daily show and have it suck every fucking day. I don't think it sucks, and I know you don't think it sucks. Some people might watch and think it sucks, but fuck them. They don't have to watch it. There are different channels. That's the beauty of it. You can make things the way you want it to be. Make things that you want it to be, and then react and see how people react to it and change things up. And live is interesting. Live is interesting, you know? Live is an interesting thing because Facebook doesn't promote live that much, you know, but we're still getting a lot of people in here. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. You know, Facebook and their algorithms are going to determine who sees what. I know a lot of you I get a lot of messages saying that I don't see the live broadcast, I don't get alerts, I put you as a priority. You know, those are things that I can't control. I can't control their algorithms. I can't control what the news feed does. So I understand that the live is challenging for some of you to catch. It's just at this time of day. But I like the live. I like the flow. I like the flavor of being here. You're watching me, and anything can happen, and it's just live. Like, this is being recorded. This is not being edited. This is not being, you know, recolorized. This is not being scripted. This is not, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to edit. I'm going to splice here and do some cool graphics. This is me, you, camera, dog laying there, fucking coffee with the Swolenormous mug. You like that shit? You know, this is just real stuff, and I like the flow. I like being authentic and having it be right here where nothing can be edited and filmed. Other things can have that if you want, but it's the premise of starting, you know? It's the premise of starting. It's the premise of starting. It's the premise of doing something that you want to do or that you've always said you wanted to do. I mean, drop it in the comments below. Are you still sitting on an idea? If you are still sitting on an idea, put it in the comments below. If you're still sitting on an idea that you haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, right? That you haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Is there something that you want to do in your life? A hobby, maybe like a craft? Is there a place you want to go? Is there something that you're still waiting for and you're saying, okay, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it next week. I have to say it, and I know you've heard this so many times. You guys realize like cliches are cliches for a reason. So there is no tomorrow. So if you want to do something, do it today. Don't wait. Don't wait to get started. I just didn't want to go through and then finish my life up and be like, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I never really tried and went all in on, you know, the internet or the interwebs or social media. I never really made a huge push to do that. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, look where it could have been now. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I want to get to that point where it's, you know, things are past. And I think that comes with time that I spent with my grandparents, time that I spent training elderly people. I just saw the decrepit nature of people that don't train when they get older. You know, I saw the effects of what it is to be old and not be physically able, you know, healthy. So you can be sore tomorrow, you can be sorry tomorrow. Well, yeah, I mean, true that. You know, just set aside time and prioritize your health and prioritize your fitness. But whatever it is, it could be fitness, it could be anything. But my point is, if I kept on thinking about starting a show, you know, and you all know I don't like tooting my horn. Like, I didn't want to do anything fancy for 500. I mean, boom, it's another fucking day. Tomorrow's 501, back to the grind. I just want to make that point that it's interesting to think, man, how many times do we have an idea and sit on it And if I just sat on it for a year and a half, I would be doing episode 1 today, or nothing, or none of this. And none of this, a lot of this wasn't planned. I didn't exactly have an idea of what this was all going to pan out, right? I didn't know that this was all going to pan out in this way. I didn't know when I started. When I started the Daily Show, I didn't know there was going to be a premium group. I know there was going to be a premium community. I wanted to create a community. I didn't have that exact framework. You know, I didn't have that exact framework when I started, was it last April 2016? I didn't have that idea like as it is now. And I didn't have the idea that I'm where I want to take it. Like the ideas, the things I'm working on behind the scenes, that's, you know, the next steps and the things I have, the ideas for the future. So you don't know always where things are going to go. You can start with an idea, but the ideas don't mean shit unless you actually do them. So we all have ideas. We have thousands and thousands of ideas a day. Whether or not you do them, whether or not you say, you know, you just talk about doing something or you actually do it, that's different. So are you going to carry these things out? Now, that being the case, okay, let's say you carry it out. You also don't know where it's going. So it's not just carrying it out, it's also knowing where it's going. You don't always have to know where it's going to end up. You know, you don't always have to know where it's going to end up. I think that's the beauty of it too, is that you don't know necessarily what you're going to get out of it. And a lot of times you'll get things out of it that you didn't realize, you didn't plan for. So I have a lot of insight and I can look back like, oh my goodness, all these things. Like, I'm just excited that I've experienced the ebbs and flows and all the different aspects of, you know, training in the field and doing that kind of stuff and starting something. And I've started communities before, but starting my own thing. And that's what I want you to do for you, because when you start your training, when you start your fitness, you're starting your own thing. You're taking your life into your own hands and you're making that approach your spearhead. And that's really it. That's really it. So don't wait to start. That first step is everything, but it's not the end. Okay, so I want to put that into one more perspective. You have to take that first step to get started, but that doesn't mean that the way you took the first step is the way you have to take the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, and the 500th. Does that make sense? Like, does that make sense? You have to start with one, but it doesn't mean that all the other ones have to look exactly like the first. Just get it going and fucking figure it out. We're so afraid of not knowing what to do. Half the time, I don't know what the fuck to do. I just try things like, oh, let me try this. Oh, cool, it worked. Let's keep going. Oh, that's a really good idea. Let's try that. And then it becomes something, but you never know unless you try it. You never know unless you try it. So I started doing the show. I didn't know exactly where it was going to go. I had all this information in my head. I didn't know what I was going to, you know, exactly how I was going to play it. Hell, I even started doing episodes calling it Swolenormous Live. I didn't even call it the Daily Swole until like episode 23 and with the rebrand. So I was like, oh shit, that's a great idea. I'd love to call it the Daily Swole. It's like, well, I can't start Daily Swole 24 and then have the first ones. So I started from scratch, rebranded, going right from the beginning, boom. And of course, right at the beginning, I thought, oh, starting from one again. But I thought better to start from one now. And then in the future, there's gonna be so many, you're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna be a big deal. Wouldn't you know it, right? Wouldn't you know it, episode 500. So that's the point. That's the point. Start, take that first step, but understand that the rest of the steps do not have to look like the first. So don't assume like they're all gonna look the same, okay? Step 2, step 5, step 15, they're not necessarily gonna look like the first one. So don't worry about having the whole plan figured out from the start. No one does. Not to mention, you have a plan and then you start an actual implementation of it. Holy shit, that looks completely different. So then it fucks up all your other stuff. Just start, and then you'll figure it out. Just get started. Just start doing things. How about breakup and bodybuilding? Breakup, I don't know what you mean. So can't answer that question. I'm confused. The best experience is experience. There's no replacement for it. Absolutely. First step is the most important. Damn straight. Sadie, fitness is life. Yes, Miles. Yes. Wasted time got me hooked. Hell yeah. We waste so much time. But just right? And this is another episode based on a little bit on wasting time. Don't waste any more time. So get started, whether it's with my premium group, whether it's my 90-day dash, whether it's some program you found on Google, whether it's working out with your friends, whether it's doing squats with your 4-year-old in your living room, whether it's going for a walk down the street. Like, there's so much information accessible here in this community and also out there. There's so much information. Yes, you might have to sift through it and figure out what's bullshit and what's better for you. But as long as you're trying things and you're being smart about it and you're being consistent, that's one of the biggest things. People try things that can injure them easily, and then they fall out of being consistent. So being consistent, doing, and doing, putting layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of that work on top of each other is gonna make that nice, big, fat, juicy sandwich. Love it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And breakups, yeah, what is this about breakups? How do breakups help in bodybuilding? I don't know. What, you broke up with someone? Fucking go work out then. I don't know. It doesn't help or hurt it. Depends on if you're crying in your bed and eating tubs of ice cream, or you're gonna fucking go to the gym and invest all your time that you have now to work out. It doesn't help or hurt it. It's all about what you keep up here. So thank you. Yeah, more yoga. Everyone does. Everyone, let's do yoga today. I'm gonna do yoga after this. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining for episode 500. I almost said 400 and 100. 499, 400, and 100. Episode 500 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swole cast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Gotta flex every time I do it. Can't wait to get a good sick pump today. It'll be leg day. I think it's schmeg day. I might do some arms too, but it's gonna be awesome. So thank you so much for joining me for 500. Like, share the broadcast. Mucho appreciated. If you do not follow me on Instagram at Swolenormous. And remember, you can catch a lot of the episodes, all the episodes, and more content on YouTube. And you can listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Just type in Swolenormous and you will find the Gain Train. Peace, McGeese, deuce, magoose. See you tomorrow for 500 and schwan. Premium members, remember, we have an accountability meeting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to break down some cool stuff for the week, what to expect, and a little motivation, a little ampage. Let's go crush it on a Monday. Later, guys. Peace out. Thanks for the love.